Hello to all our dear televiewers, our friends, our faculty, staff, and students of Foundation University, including our alumni and all our stakeholders. And we'd like to thank you all for being with us since iGreyhound is now on its third season. My name is Cecilia Genove, and as always, we make great pains in ensuring that our episodes are those that you can all be very proud of, as well as we, and that you can also make sure that you would learn some insights or two. And for tonight's episode, friends, we have invited one of the stalwarts actually of the university and now a public figure in the city of Dumaguete as well. But he is so much a foundationite that it is also an opportune time for us to get to know him better and also to talk to him about developments not only in the city of Dumaguete but even in the province as well. May I introduce to all our televiewers, we call him Doc Dinno, but he is Dr. Dinno Depositario. He is the current Deputy City Administrator of the City of Dumaguete. Actually, he wears many hats. He is also the Chief of Staff of the City Mayor, Mayor Felipe Antonio Remolio, and also the head of the HR Department or the Human Resource Department. So may I welcome Dr. Dinno Depositario to iGreyhound. Hi, sir, and pleasant evening.
Good evening, and thank you very much for this opportunity. It's been a long time, and really glad to be back at Foundation University. Most especially an interview in iGreyhound. So
yes,
thank you very much for inviting me.
Yes, right. And I think, as I mentioned, we have a long way to go, Foundation University and the City of Dumaguete.
Yes.
And this is a time when we can celebrate two milestones. The city is currently celebrating its Diamond Jubilee.
Diamond Jubilee, it's our
Yes.
75th
Charter.
Diamond Jubilee celebration.
Yes,
it's our charter celebration. And actually, we have lined up a lot of activities. It's about to culminate actually by this November. And in the coming months, there will be, of course, Handurot is just around the corner.
Okay.
And they will see something really big and glamorous during that time. And then on November, of course, the Outstanding Dumagueteñas award will be done. And we are now in the process of determining who these outstanding Dumagueteños
Yes,
are.
and the deadline, I think, has already passed,
Yes,
right?
we have extended,
Yes.
especially that there are
Okay.
institutional awards. We have extended the search until August 15,
Okay.
which will be next week.
Yeah, yes.
And then from there, the committee will now sit down.
Yeah.
Do it's the hard work now.
Right,
We'll
right.
try to make the necessary selections, conduct interviews whenever necessary with those who have been selected as the finalist or the short list. And then from there, decide, make the necessary announcements.
Yes. So in other words, we share the same milestone with the city because Foundation University is also now on its Diamond Year.
Yes.
And celebrating it as well for the entire year.
Yes.
So July 4, 2024 until next year. But
Yes.
Sir Dinno, you have been a stalwart in Foundation University. And tell our televiewers the notable experiences or things that you might have remembered since your time here. And including, may I mention this right away, your father was former president
That's right.
of the university, Dr. Willie Depositario. Okay,
Yeah,
sir.
it's good you said that. This started off my work experience with Foundation University. My relationship with the university started way back 1987. My dad became president of the university in 1986. He was on sabbatical leave from UP Los Baños, where he's the head of the College of Economics and Management there. So, considering that he finished here, he's from Negros Oriental. He's from a town in the north, which is Ayungon. And they have similar relations. They're related with the Maxinos. You know, the Maxinos are quite an institution here in Negros Oriental. And basically studied here in his college degree. And met the old man, the founder, Vicente Cinco.
Vicente.
And he was a working student here. He was assigned in one of the comfort rooms here. He was a scholar, and he owed a lot. My dad owed a lot in Foundation University. That's why when the opportunity came in 1986, when he was offered the presidency during a transition period, he said, yes, of course, I will help out the university. He owed a lot in the university. Then he asked me, because in 1987 I just finished my college degree in Luzon, he asked me to help him out, work for him. So how can I refuse my dad? So I came here.
Course.
That was my second stint. I was teaching already, but I left came here to Foundation University. Started off as his publication officer at the time in '87, and worked my way up to the ladder. '89 he left, I stayed, and then met my mentor, the father of your president now,
Leandro,
and the husband of Mamira, which is Leandro Cinco. He was really, he took me under his wings. I was really his, he was really my mentor, and he taught me a lot. And I think spent half of my life here in the university, and most of that, now that I learned of, especially it's a corporate thing, and which I have done for the city of government of Dumaguete right now, where I'm already employed and working for mayor. I owe a lot also to our late president, Leandro Cinco, because he really taught me a lot.
You were Dean of Students here, sir, right? Among many other positions in
you
the
know
university.
What's good about that was that the opportunity came because, of course, my mentors, he was Leandro Cinco, plus, of course, Dean came into the picture. So we were really grew basically in terms of handling the school together with Dean Cinco, with President Cinco now. And during that time, basically I was from publication officer. After a few years, I became Dean of Student Affairs, and then at the age of, I think, 23, 24, surprisingly, during one of the academic convocations, without informing me, the late President, Leandro Cinco, announced to the public that I was going to be his Vice President for Student Life and External Affairs.
Oh, my goodness.
Which was quite a surprise. And, that's why you understand the attachment I have with the university.
Yes, exactly. That means that you have seen the university somehow practically grow through the years. Especially so that our landscape now has somewhat changed or improved for the better. There are buildings on campus that have been added, and many other things that probably you used to do before, but now we're still doing it, and at the same time making it, I think, a little better or something like that.
Actually, in your 75th year, the campus looks really very, very much better than the time I was here. Although at the time, of course, the focus was basically on, of course, cultural activities, sports and athletics, and then, of course, from trying to increase the enrollment at the time, which I think is practically what is being done right now. But under the stewardship of President Dean Cinco, Victor Vicente Cinco, I go around the campus and really, I like kudos to Dean. He really has done a very good job. I've seen the North Campus really. I mean, from the basic like comfort rooms, details were really, and really, it's a remarkable job that, of course, both Mamira and now President Dean Cinco has done for the university. Going around, I'm really amazed with the development of the university. For its 75th year, really, it's done a very good job. Really.
Right. What do you think would make a university like Foundation stay on and keep abreast with the needs of the times?
You know, having talked with President Cinco recently, and with your team, with his team in the university, you can see that they have stayed steadfast on the vision of the university, which is helping providing affordable education. But although we are Foundation University providing affordable education, you can see the kind of technology that they use. Seeing this broadcast studio of yours really is amazing. No? And I personally feel that this could have done without the vision of now President Dean Cinco also. The important thing is not only are you a visionary, you have a vision or a visionary, but basically you can see that Dean is already a visionary. He has implemented. We have been discussing this when I was still connected with the university that if ever he has the opportunity, he'll do most of this, and he has done this. Especially that he's an architect, and he has really implemented a lot in terms of the architecture design. This really looks good. The university will look at it. It's a different university really altogether.
Since the time that you were here,
it's really different.
And even your dad, when your father was also president.
Yes, I can say that. Yes.
The City of Dumaguete and Foundation University has had a long-lasting relationship
Yes.
as well, no?
Yes.
Since we're both 75 years old.
Yes.
But how has, I think our televiewers also would be very, very, would like to know this. How has the university been contributory towards the development of the city and vice versa, perhaps?
You know, Foundation University, just like in the rest of the universities
Yeah.
and colleges here, are truly stakeholders in terms of the growth of the city of Dumaguete. And that's insofar as development, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of programs, really we have really took the opportunity of asking the universities, especially Foundation University, to help us out.
Okay.
There has to be a good relationship between the city government and all the colleges and universities, in this case, Foundation University. And we have, of recent, on my personal capacity, we have been trying to build that relationship
Yes.
anew, because we see that for the city to grow, the ideas, when we think out of the box, we always talk about universities and colleges.
Yeah.
And no growth or development in the city would be possible without collaborative effort between the universities and colleges here. In this case, with Foundation
Yeah,
University.
right.
And Dean has been very contributory. He has contributed a lot. The university has contributed to some of the physical facilities. Like if you see one of the main structures there in the Pantawan
Yes,
is
yes.
the comfort room that he built out of
Yes,
bamboo.
right.
Which has, it's a conversational piece.
Yeah.
When architect President Cinco does something, Dean Cinco does something, it's more like, what conversation can we
Okay.
have about this thing?
Okay.
The Tourism Information Center near the
Yes,
port, that's
yeah.
done by Dean.
Yes, right.
And I just recently talked with their architectural students, and they presented something. Really, I can see even your students, the kind of students that you have really grown in terms of what kind of students that you get
Yes,
here.
yes.
They're very advanced when it comes to, especially we were talking with the architectural students, the kind of presentation that they did and the kind of thinking that they have,
Yes.
analytical, logical thinking really has really greatly improved.
Yeah. Yes. Our viewers probably would also be interested to know the ones that you had mentioned are the projects of Estudio Damgo.
Yes,
Yeah, of
Estudio
our
Damgo,
architecture
yeah.
students. Yes.
Yes, that's
One at the Boulevard.
Yes.
One at the Pantawan
That's right.
also. One
That's
at the Tourist Information
That's right.
Center.
Wow.
At the port area. So in other words, these are practically everywhere, Sir Dino.
Yeah.
No?
What's
In
good
the city
about
of
it is
Dumaguete.
that Dean and the university has not been waiting for us to request. They've
Okay.
been the one initiating.
Yes, right.
Which really is really good when it comes to your push. That in order for us to reach this certain degree of degree in terms of being a city, in terms of cityhood, lest you forget that the development should also be ecological, be environmental friendly, etc. And Foundation has really stuck to it and then has given us advices in terms of that. So again, I'd like to congratulate Dean Cinco for the efforts that he has as president now.
Yeah. Yes. In terms of human resource, because
Yes.
after all, that's also your area in the city of Dumaguete.
Yes.
And we produce graduates, not only Foundation University, but all the other universities. We're a university town, in fact, all the
Yes.
other colleges in the city of Dumaguete. As far as human resource is concerned, do we have, or does the city have enough space, so to speak, for our graduates to stay here and work?
Right now under the of the mayorship and the leadership as chief executive of the city with Mayor Remolio being at the helm. When we started off with him in 2017, when he designated me to be his human resource head designate, one of his mandates was basically for us to professionalize public service, which means specifically conducting or having a process that really reviews and filters all that we hire, not only of political affiliation, but by reason of whether they are the right fit for the job, which means technically, do they have the skill sets, do they have the know-how, and can they hit the ground running? As far as manpower is concerned, in the city of Dumaguete, most of our personnel are from the universities here.
Okay.
And again, we'd like to, kudos to all the universities for really, we can see that there has been a big improvement, especially
Yes.
the younger ones, the emerging leaders, the youth.
Yes,
We can
right.
see their potentials really as future leaders
Yeah.
also of the city of Dumaguete. We have really high hopes really
Yeah.
for the city right now
Yes,
because
yeah.
of, we can see personally when we conduct interviews, when we facilitate in terms of processing of their being part of the government of the government of City of Dumaguete, we can see that they really have what it takes to be part
Yeah.
of the government system.
Yes. And I think our graduates also, aside from looking for employment, I think they would also want to become employers themselves.
That's right.
How do you see this particular phenomenon, Sir Dinno?
Yeah, one of the things that we should try to encourage also, because again, with the city, there's limited employment also. It's dependent on its era.
Yeah, right.
That's why we have to be very professional and in terms of selecting, because we are using taxpayers' money. It's not just a matter of whether they know somebody.
Yeah,
We're trying
right.
to do away with that.
Okay.
For the past, since I started off until now, little by little, we're able to do these things already because of a process.
Okay.
Once there is a process, there are guidelines. It's really, as we go along, it's easier for us to explain how we make selections in terms of hiring, in terms of promotion, in terms of identifying people to certain, to be placed in certain offices. Which will benefit in the city in the long run.
Yes,
because
right,
they
right.
become more effective and efficient.
Okay.
And then service will be more, going to another level when it comes to public service. Of course, we still are trying to, you cannot do away with the old practices of the past, no? But
Okay.
at least we have hope from those that we put in now, that they will now, over the years, they stay on to government service. We have, again, we have high hopes that they will be good government personnel.
Yeah. So the key word here is professionalizing, no?
Yes, yes.
Civil service, for
That's
that
right,
matter.
that's right.
Yes. In terms also of, you mentioned recruitment, no?
Yes.
Students or graduates of ours in the city of Dumaguete coming from the various schools and colleges or universities, for that matter. The employment, if they want to go into civil service, is limited because of what you mentioned, the internal revenue allotment
That's
for
right.
the city of Dumaguete.
That's right.
Can you please expound on that, sir?
Yeah, right now, we were third-class city when we started off.
Third class.
Third-class city,
Okay.
but right now we're second-class city
okay.
because of the things that the mayor has done
Okay.
in terms of business establishments that have come in. You can see North Point
Yes,
before
okay.
when I started off here in Foundation in '87. Mga talahi pa yan.
Yes.
Diba?
oo.
It's a grass area.
No activity at all. Ang layo, no?
Ang layo. But right now, look at it.
Yes, wow.
That's the nightlife is over there.
Right,
the best
right.
restaurant, most of the best restaurants are there.
Yes, yes.
There's a variety of and this was during the time of the Mayor Remolyo.
Okay.
That's why we have become now a second-class city. When we become a second-class city, our era becomes higher.
Okay.
So we are able to employ more.
Okay.
In HR, we'll be happier if
Yeah.
all of our employees there are regular.
Oh,
But
yeah.
unfortunately,
Okay.
it's not because we have limitations when it comes to our budget.
Okay.
But as much as possible, if people become regular employees after some time, like being contractual or job
Or
orders,
job order.
they see that they have a way of trying to, in terms of their career development in
Yeah.
the city right now. So what we're trying to do is when there's a transition of leadership, hopefully during the time that we're still there,
Yeah.
that when somebody comes in as mayor or when there's a new leadership, that they will respect also the rank and file when it comes like for job orders.
Yes, yes.
But because mostly the practice is when new mayor comes in, the job orders or casuals will be changed with somebody
okay.
else.
Yes.
But when you follow again a process or a guideline, when we even for sweepers, even for utilities, we conduct interviews, we conduct exams, we conduct drug testing.
Yeah.
So if you fail this, you're no longer accepted
Okay.
to the next procedure, which is our interview.
Yeah, yes.
So we really, all of these things we're trying to do so that there's a realization that people have hope, even if you're a job order, even if you're a sweeper, even if you are a utility in the city government, that there is hope for you for career development.
Okay.
So we always emphasize and we try to do things like helping them out pass the civil service board exam by conducting reviews, by contract. In HR, our focus is more on learning and development, teaching them, harnessing their skills, trying to do conduct seminar trainings that would provide additional learnings for them or just to hone their skills so that they will understand that we are after their career development in the city government, just like any private private entities. People have a misnomer that anyway, the stigma of government service is that service is poor, quality of employees are not. You have to understand that when we came in, now under our helm as human resource in the City of Dumaguete, our standards must be higher even than private. In terms of hiring, in terms of promotion. Because you have to understand, private entities, it's owned by just a group. Like Foundation University by the Cincos, or any other college and university. So basically, standards in government service must be higher, hiring must be higher, and then we must be more discerning. Why? Because the money that we use specifically is not owned by somebody, it's not owned by the mayor, but it's owned by the public. This is taxpayers' money. And taxpayer must realize that when we do these things, that we're being more discerning and careful when it comes to how their money is spent in terms of hiring people, so that they're able to understand that when we hire people, these are really the deserving ones.
And the public deserves, no?
Yes.
The service that we ought to get from the government.
Just like any other personnel there. That's why I say even in the city government, you as personnel, you're stakeholders also. You pay taxes. So, of course, you will ask yourselves, am I paying and getting the right kind of services? So it starts with people that we employ in local government, with people that we employ in the city government. So I always explain, because they were always saying, why do sweepers have exams? They don't understand that the exams also are basically based on their skills. And it's in Cebuano, if they cannot, and that's, why is that? Because we have to have an understanding of the behavior through the evaluation of their exams of this utility, the sweepers. Because you have to understand, the sweepers, although you say in the rank and file, they're there below, they play a big role. Look at the boulevard, look at that this is not possible if without the sweepers that are cleaning it. So in terms of dignity, we tell them, you are a very important aspect of government service. And the mayor has always emphasized that. Bottoms up, all are important. Without one or two of you, something wrong will happen. The city will be not clean. So everyone has his role to play, and everybody is significantly important.
What do you usually demand from, not really demand, no, but what do you usually require out of individuals who would like to work for you or for any organization for that matter? Because after all, we produce graduates here and we produce professionals at Foundation University.
That's right. I mean, I've been with Foundation University for some time, and really, in terms of, we really have to, they have developed students that, and prepared their students for work outside, the realities of it. We always look at expectation versus reality. So, what is important is while you're studying, you get the necessary skill sets, you get the necessary basic know-hows. If you are with a certain degree or program, then it is important also that you hone your skills in that specific program. And education is for life, right? Like now, if even in my 50s, I still am thinking of really going to studying another program, because
why not?
We really need to again understand that education doesn't stop there. And the experiences, the more important thing is the experience that you learn from your work. You remember those. If there were mistakes, that's why it's better to train and it's better to recruit younger people as well. Because if they commit mistakes, they have still a lot of years to really learn from it and really improve on their level of performance.
Yeah,
also in
right,
terms of
right,
their
right.
work.
Yeah. It was on my mind, but we were talking about something else. Also, contract of service employees. How
Yes.
do they differ from job order and contractual employees?
No,
Or are
right
they
now
the same?
we have 3 levels
Okay.
in terms of employment. Job orders,
Job order.
wherein they have contracts for 3 months and then
Okay.
renewable every 3 months based on performance.
Yeah.
These job orders basically are 3 levels. One job order is those that are undergrads, so they receive a certain amount of salary or
Okay.
wage. Those who have graduated is another level, and those who have passed board exams and
Okay.
those who have passed the civil service board
Yes,
exam,
yes,
which
yes.
is a requirement of government. And these people have, if we categorize in terms of their performance and their competency. So not if you lack the competency, you try to develop and
Okay.
get the competency. Like take the civil service board exam because it's a requirement for
Yeah,
government.
yeah.
Because all of them, unless otherwise you take the civil service board exam and pass it, you'll just be on a certain level. For example,
Okay.
for clerks, but managerial or supervisorship,
Yeah.
that's another level which requires also the competency of civil
Okay.
service. That's why we encourage them.
Yeah.
If you want to get promoted, want to get higher in terms of your position in government service, then you take this
Yeah.
exam and pass it. Try and try again
Yeah.
to pass it.
And of course, there is no substitute to also considering the fact that salaries and benefits, I think, are also very good now in the
Yeah.
in government service,
Especially
right?
by this coming 2025 because there's another
yeah.
tranche in terms of
Yes.
the government has issued another tranche in terms of increased salaries.
Yeah.
And since we are at level 2, second level,
second class.
second class
Second
city
class, yeah.
from third class, then there's a change of
Okay.
salary
yeah.
wages.
And salaries now are standardized, no?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that's
they
really
are.
very nice.
That's,
Yeah.
yes,
That's really very nice. So in other words, everything is well, of course, in government, in the LGU of Dumaguete, and the relationship between the LGU of Dumaguete, the city government, as well as all the universities, including
As much
Foundation
as-
University.
As I said, all our
Yeah.
stakeholders,
Yes.
not only with university colleges,
Right.
with other agencies and
Yes,
institutions
exactly.
or civic organizations. As a government entity running the local government unit, it is imperative and important that we sustain our relationships because the growth is not only through our chief executive, or it goes hand in hand with
Yeah.
everybody. So everybody must be a stakeholder
Yeah.
in the development of the
Yes.
city because again, just like in hiring, it's a process.
Yes, right.
Yes.
And I think because you also mentioned that you took charge of some of the cultural affairs
Yes.
in the university, you
Yeah.
must remember really very well Daloy Festival,
Yeah.
the Kasadiaan Festival, and all
Yeah.
the rest that we are still practicing until this day, sir.
Yeah, Kasadyaan. I was
Yeah,
every day.
Kasadyaan. December,
Before December, I was very busy already
Okay,
for Kasadyaan,
okay, yeah.
the booth making.
Yes, yes. The
all the
Daloy.
frolics.
The frolics.
The
Mardi-
parade,
yeah.
which before that was
Mardi
during
Gras?
afternoon. Now it was
It-
changed during my time. It was
yes.
changed to nighttime.
To nighttime already. Yes, okay.
And of course, the Hara sa FU.
Yes,
because
yes,
it was
Hara.
called, before it was Miss Foundation. Then I remember during the time of the late President Leandro Cinco, Dean's dad, it became Kasadyaan, it became Hara sa FU.
Yes, yes.
And then, of course, Buglasan started in Foundation
yes,
University.
yes, right, right.
Historically, Buglasan started here during
Yes,
in the
yes.
1980s.
Yes.
During the time of then President Marcelino Maxino.
Yes, yes,
Those are the during his time. Those were the golden
Yeah,
years in terms
yes,
of sports, in
yes.
terms of cultural.
Yes.
Buglasan started here with the late Prudy Cirilan.
Yes, yes,
with
right.
the late Bobby Cafe.
Yes.
And all of this, his team.
Bobby Villasis, I
Villasis,
think.
sorry.
Bobby Villasis,
Bobby
yes,
Villasis. Of course, Bobby Cafe was
Yes,
also
also part of it, right?
Was the special projects at the time.
Yes,
These people were the significant personalities
Yes.
of the 80s that started it all.
Yeah, right. So a lot of milestones that Foundation University has shared with the City of Dumaguete and that you mentioned Buglasan also in the province of Negros Oriental.
Yes.
So Sir Dean, in the few minutes that we have left, perhaps you have a message to our stakeholders, to the faculty, staffs, and students of Foundation University. After all, you are yourself a Foundationite,
Yes, of course.
and we are both, the city and the Foundation is celebrating its Diamond Jubilee year.
Thank you,
You have
ma'am.
the floor, sir.
Thank you, Ma'am Inove. I'd like to take this opportunity to thanking Ma'am Inove for inviting me for her talk show, Foundation University. You know, I've served the university for 21 years, started here in 1987, left the university in 2008, went to the Court of Appeals, after which went back to Dumaguete, joined another university, and then Mayor discovered that I was here already, so he said, maybe you can help out the city. So whatever I can do to help out the city, then I joined Mayor Emolio. And really, those who are enrolled now here in Foundation University, take the opportunity of getting the kind of education that Foundation University offers. It has reached leaps and bounds during my time. When I left 2008, there were some of the facilities and the structures here, but definitely it has grown leaps and bounds. On its 75th, really, we've seen that it is one of the universities to reckon with, not only in the province, but also in the region, and may I say even in national level. If institutions outside or inside of the Philippines would see what the university has been doing, you have been environmental friendly. I think you have solar panels that you use for electricity in the North Campus. Sports program is still good. Cultural program is really good. And definitely I miss the university. I miss the time I was here. And hopefully, after everything has been said and done, I mean, just like Dean, we'll retire till we drop. Maybe able to help more the university.
Yeah, right.
And help out Dean as well.
Right. Wow. Godspeed to you, Sir Dinno, and thank you very much for this time. Godspeed as you also tackle the challenges for the forthcoming awarding for the outstanding Dumagueteños and many other activities to culminate the Diamond Jubilee of the City of Dumaguete. And Godspeed to you and practically in everything that you do, not only for the City of Dumaguete, but in fact for Foundation and for all the other stakeholders in the city.
May I say that I've always... may I say in parting that I've always been a Greyhound.
Oh,
I've learned a lot from this university.
Yeah.
The kind of how I approach my work now, and I approach decision-making process. I learned from this university.
Yeah.
So thank you to Foundation University. And those who have enrolled here, you're very lucky. You're very lucky.
Yeah, daghang salamat, sir, and hope to have you again in our future episodes. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. With that, friends, we bring to a close another episode of iGreyhound. Please do not forget we have replays on Channel 6 at 2 o'clock in the afternoon to 3 in the afternoon on a Friday and a Saturday, and we are also being streamed live on the Facebook page of Foundation University, and we are also on YouTube. And I'd like to thank once again my stylist, Miss Rofi of Yvonne's Closet, for my chic clothes on the show as always. This has been Cecilia Genove bidding everyone a pleasant evening.
Since its inception in 1949, Foundation University has carved a place in academia, the home of the Greyhound. This school is a vanguard of technology, innovations, strategy, collaboration, and new directions towards excellence and quality. It has grappled with various challenges, most recently the worldwide pandemic. Its faculty and staff, students, and alumni remain true to the core values of excellence, commitment, integrity, and service. Foundation University will soon celebrate its Diamond Jubilee anniversary. It stands ready for what the future holds. We have built a community of influence started by founder Dr. Vicente G. Cinco. It is committed to a mission of making education accessible to all. On our 75th, Foundation University thrives to consistently realize its mission and vision, strives to be relevant in the exigencies of the times, comes alive despite circumstances, and in the process makes a headway for a high five to the rest of the world.
High five!